Most men don't talk about it, but almost all feel it. The sleepless nights, the constant bathroom trips, the fading energy, the quiet frustration that comes from a body that no longer seems to cooperate. They look in the mirror and see the same face, but the spark behind the eyes, that steady confidence, feels dimmer. Most believe it's just age catching up. But after 2 decades as a board-certified urologist, I can tell you with certainty, it's not age, it's circulation. You see, confidence isn't only psychological, it's biological. It's the chemistry of balance between blood flow, hormones, and nerve communication. And when that balance fades, so does energy, drive, and focus. Tonight, I'll show you how a few simple choices, 5 everyday fruits you probably already have in your kitchen, can help reactivate that balance, calm inflammation, and give your body the power to restore itself naturally. Because when you learn how to work with your body instead of against it, your mornings, your focus, and your confidence begin to transform in ways you never thought possible. Over the years, I've met thousands of men who walked into my office with the same look, not of pain, but of quiet fatigue. They weren't looking for another prescription. They were looking for themselves. I remember one patient in particular, Mark, 64 years old. He had a successful career, a loving family, and what seemed like a good life. Yet he told me, "I just don't feel like me anymore." His sleep was broken, his energy unpredictable, and his patience wearing thin. He thought it was normal aging, but when I showed him what was really happening inside his body, he realized how much strength he still had waiting beneath the surface. That story repeats in different faces, different ages, different names, men in their 40s, 50s, 70s, all believing decline is inevitable. But what I've learned is simple. The body isn't failing. It's protecting itself. And once you remove what's blocking it, it knows exactly how to rebuild. You're not broken. You're simply disconnected from your natural rhythm. A rhythm that can be restored, starting with awareness and consistency. I'm Dr. Olivia Carter, a board-certified urologist with over 20 years of experience helping men restore performance and confidence naturally, without pills, without surgery, and without false promises. My background combines medical research with real-world practice. I've spent years studying male physiology, microcirculation, and hormonal balance. What I've discovered, and what I'll share with you now, is that true vitality doesn't start in the pharmacy, it starts in the bloodstream. When blood flow is strong, hormones balance naturally. Oxygen reaches every cell. Nerves communicate freely. But when circulation weakens, everything slows. Metabolism, recovery, focus, and even mood. That's when men start saying, "I just don't feel like myself." The good news? Circulation can be reawakened at any age, and it starts with something as simple as what you eat before the day even begins. The decline doesn't announce itself with pain. It starts quietly. A few extra bathroom trips at night, a slower recovery after activity, less patience, less energy. It's subtle, but it builds until you begin to accept it as normal. But what's happening inside the body tells a different story. Beneath the bladder lies a small gland, the prostate. When healthy, it's the unsung hero of male vitality. But under constant stress, poor diet, or inactivity, it becomes inflamed. That swelling doesn't just affect comfort. It presses against the urethra, interrupts blood flow, and sends false urgency signals to the brain. The result? Disrupted sleep, weakened mornings, and that draining sense of frustration that slowly chips away at confidence. But inflammation isn't random. It's your body's call for help. For decades, medicine treated this problem at the surface level. Pills to mask symptoms, procedures to reduce swelling. But the real solution lies deeper. Microcirculation. When oxygen and nutrients can reach those tiny capillaries, inflammation eases naturally. The gland relaxes, hormones stabilize, balance returns. And that's where food becomes medicine. because every bite either fuels inflammation or fights it. And in the next section, I'll show you how 5 specific fruits can work with your biology to calm the prostate, restore blood flow, and reignite vitality from the inside out. For centuries, nature has been quietly offering what modern science is only now rediscovering: nutrients that can reverse inflammation and support hormone balance naturally. Inside these 5 everyday fruits lies a combination of compounds that target the root cause of decline: blocked circulation and inflamed tissue. Each fruit supports your system differently, but together they create a powerful foundation for repair. Let's begin where most healing begins, with relief. Let's begin where most healing begins, with relief. Cranberries aren't just for urinary health. They're rich in proanthocyanidins, compounds that block the pathways of inflammation inside the prostate. Clinical studies show that regular cranberry intake can reduce swelling markers by up to 30% and improve urinary flow within weeks. Men who add a glass of unsweetened cranberry juice daily often report better sleep and fewer nighttime interruptions. Relief begins when the pressure inside the body eases and energy returns to where it belongs. Red grapes, renewal and hormonal balance. Within red grapes lies resveratrol, a natural antioxidant that protects your blood vessels and supports testosterone balance. Resveratrol helps the body repair endothelial cells, increasing nitric oxide and improving circulation. I've seen men regain clarity, focus, and drive just by adding a handful of red grapes each day. Their mornings become sharper and their mood steadier. That's renewal, simple, natural, and measurable. Apples, restoration and stability. Apples carry a flavonoid called quercetin, known to calm inflammation and stabilize blood sugar. This helps the prostate remain relaxed and hormones stay balanced. The fiber in apples also supports detoxification, which reduces the overall load of inflammatory stress. Eating 1 or 2 apples daily isn't just a habit, it's a quiet form of prevention. I often tell my patients, an apple a day doesn't just keep the doctor away, it keeps balance within reach. Avocados, strength and endurance. Avocados are loaded with beta-sitosterol, a plant compound proven to reduce symptoms of enlarged prostate. But their deeper value lies in their healthy fats, essential for testosterone production and cellular repair. Incorporating half an avocado daily nourishes both your endocrine and circulatory systems. The result is not instant energy, but sustainable vitality, strength that lasts. Tomatoes, protection and longevity. Tomatoes contain lycopene, one of the most powerful antioxidants for male health. Lycopene concentrates inside the prostate, where it reduces oxidative stress and helps prevent tissue overgrowth. When cooked, in sauces, soups, or stews, lycopene becomes even more absorbable. 5 servings a week can reduce prostate inflammation markers by nearly 40%. Simple, accessible, and profoundly protective. These 5 fruits form what I call the synergy of repair. Each one supports a different part of the healing process: circulation, inflammation, hormones, and protection. Together, they bring the system back into harmony. Science confirms what tradition has known for centuries. When the endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels, functions properly, your entire body thrives. This layer produces nitric oxide, the key molecule responsible for keeping vessels open and oxygen moving. When nitric oxide levels drop due to stress, poor diet, or lack of sleep, blood flow weakens. Hormones can't reach their destinations. Energy drops. Confidence fades. But when the endothelium is repaired, nitric oxide rises, and every system responds. Harvard and Mayo Clinic studies reveal that improving endothelial health can increase nitric oxide by up to 40% naturally. That means stronger circulation, better oxygen delivery, and steadier energy, all without medication. Each of the fruits we discussed directly supports this process. Cranberries protect vessel walls. Red grapes stimulate nitric oxide production. Apples reduce oxidative damage. Avocados lower cholesterol buildup. Tomatoes defend against cellular stress. Together, they create a self-sustaining cycle of restoration. The effect is tangible. Within days, oxygen levels rise, blood flow improves, and men begin to feel warmer, clearer, and more alert. Within weeks, hormone balance reestablishes itself naturally. It's not a temporary boost. It's the body remembering how to function at its best. That's the true power of biology. Not force, but restoration. As the body heals, the mind follows. When men begin to feel energy return, they often describe something deeper than strength. They describe peace. Sleep improves, thoughts sharpen, and their sense of control returns. One patient told me, "I didn't realize how disconnected I'd become until I started to feel normal again." That's what inflammation steals: awareness. It dulls vitality until fatigue feels normal. But when circulation and oxygen return, so does clarity, physical and emotional. The nervous system calms, cortisol levels drop, and balance replaces tension. Confidence grows not from effort, but from alignment, the chemistry of certainty that comes from a body working as it should. This transformation isn't about youth. It's about connection between your mind, your body, and your purpose. And that connection is what turns recovery into renewal. What you've learned today isn't just a list of remedies. It's a reminder that your body holds the blueprint for recovery. Every vessel, every breath, every heartbeat was designed for balance. You don't need to fight against time. You need to support what time has quietly weakened. Strength doesn't come from forcing the body. It comes from reactivating what's already there. Whether through nourishing foods, better circulation, or 1 minute of mindful restoration before bed, the message is the same. Your body listens when you lead it. I've seen men in their 70s regain what they thought was gone forever: energy, clarity, calm assurance, all through consistency. The secret isn't intensity, it's repetition. Each night you support your system. You teach it to stay open, responsive, and alive. So, before you close your eyes tonight, remember this. Your next chapter doesn't begin with another prescription. It begins with a decision to trust your body again. Each choice you make toward restoration is a signal that says, "I'm ready to live fully again." If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs hope backed by science. Subscribe for weekly guidance and join a community of men reclaiming strength through knowledge, discipline, and balance. This is Dr. Olivia Carter, reminding you, your body was never designed to decline. It was designed to adapt. Start tonight and tomorrow morning. Wake up to proof that restoration isn't a theory. It's your new reality.